Morning, everybody. PC here at Gravity and Oxygen doing our next installment of Turf Talk Tuesday. It's raining outside, so we decided to use our interior turf. And we're going special today. We're doing a Zoom interview with my newest brother from another mother and a founder of the DEKAFIT program, Jerry. How are we doing, sir?
I'm doing awesome, man. Hey, I don't know if I can take credit for being the founder. I'll take credit for being one of the creators, but I got to make sure my guys Joe DeSena, the founder of Spartan, and Yancey Culp get their full due as well.
So we'll say that Jared is the facilitator and that Yancey and Joe are the inspiration behind the whole DEKAFIT. So perhaps, Jared, you can tell me, what is the overall inspiration behind the concept of DEKAFIT? Shoot.
Well, I tell you, back in December, it was Joe has been on a mission with Spartan for quite some time now. He wants to positively impact 100 million lives through fitness, right? And he's done that with Spartan in a lot of ways. I mean, he's had 7 million people that are willing to get in the mud, the barbed wire, all of the elements, but he wanted to expand that reach. And he knew that if we came up with something for the fitness industry, we would have a better opportunity to make that happen. And so, Yancey and I worked a lot on this DEKAFIT as an event in the beginning, and then it evolved into an affiliate program, and we were able to build programs that we could actually bring to the gyms. And you guys are going to be orchestrating, one of our gym formats that we're excited about called Deka Strong. And Deka Strong is, it's 10 functional training zones with 0 running. The other 2 products are the Deka Mile and the DEKAFIT, which involves a little more running. But Deka Strong has become not just a testing platform or an assessment platform, but it's something for members to really celebrate their fitness and that time and their commitment. And we're trying to gamify fitness. We're trying to make it fun. We're trying to provide training with a purpose so that people can celebrate their fitness.
Awesome. So we talk about gamifying and people. Let's harp on that idea of people. Who exactly is DEKAFIT designed for? What's our demographic population?
Well, what makes DEKAFIT, different than most other programs is designed for all fitness levels. So we've ran the gamut. We've had what we call the cyborg fitness athlete, that top 5%. For example, we were just in Pittsfield, Vermont for the Spartan Games, and some of the best fitness athletes were there, and they tested the course. And of course, they ran through it quickly, but they turned themselves inside out. But the other side of it is that novice fitness enthusiast, maybe somebody that's just getting started. And, the Deka Strong mark has become somewhat of a benchmark or a baseline for them. And they've continued their progress and they've continued their commitment inside of the gym, and they've improved upon their marks. I was speaking to one of our affiliate owners the other day, and he was sharing with me a woman who's 74 years old, and he ran through the full assessment and showed not only how much weight did she lose by performing, DEKAFIT movements and programming, but she also improved on her mark by 2 to 3 minutes in just a 30-day period. And so he says, "Hey, I'm creating Deka athletes, here in my facility." And that's what's made it so cool is we get that great athlete, but we get somebody that's transforming themselves and finding or rediscovering that inner athlete within them.
Perfect. I'm all about branding. So we think of the decathlete in the Olympics, right? Maybe we can now rebrand the idea of decathlete, but with a K as opposed to a C. So they're sort of thinking about food for thought. But I love that. And we'll touch in a few minutes about some of your favorite personal testimonials and what you've witnessed firsthand, because we've talked about that privately. And perhaps a woman like that who's 74 has shaved time, and that is an absolute metric of her improved overall fitness condition. And we'll talk about that as well. So Deka Strong is what's being housed virally in gyms. So the idea with these uncharted pandemic times is to be able to adapt, evolve, and pivot your brand and your model. So it felt like if thousands of people can congregate at a Spartan race, well, guess what? We're going to bring the Spartan race style to you, and that's essentially what you've successfully achieved. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, unfortunately, our first ever event was going to be at the Denver Broncos training facility, and we were excited about it. We had over 1,500 people coming to that event. It was going to be in this epic venue. It was going to have all the bells and whistles you could think of, and really what we call it is the Super Bowl of fitness. And we had athletes traveling from all over the globe, and our brand was only 90 days old. And it doesn't hurt to be able to lean on Spartan as your parent company. Definitely. But you know what? I think what the pandemic actually gave to us was the opportunity to reverse engineer DEKA and recalibrate. And Yancey and I talked a lot about how can we bring DEKA to the gyms and have more of an impact, because our love and our passion is working inside of the gyms. Yeah, we want the big Super Bowl of fitness event, but Paul, just like, when we came to your facility a few months back, I mean, that's what really gets me going. That's what gets me excited. And for us to be able to host a DEKA Strong or a DEKA Mile event within your gym, that's exciting to us. And now these events are happening all over the country in open markets. And you guys are going to be hosting your first DEKA Strong event, which I can't wait to see, because one, you have a beautiful facility. You have really cool members. You have people that, of all different levels. I mean, you guys are definitely one of the role models and examples of what we see as the ultimate DEKA affiliate. And we're in this together, man. We want to impact 100 million lives. Spartan can't go do that on its own. DEKA can't do it on its own. We have to combine our forces with passionate, purposeful fitness professionals like yourself and your team.
Well said. We appreciate that. And just for you, anybody watching out there, I did not pay Jared $5 to say all those amazing things about our facility and what we're doing. So now you mentioned, we're hosting these DEKA Strong competitions and challenges. I like to say challenge because it's more about a personal challenge with you and yourself and you're improving your DEKA mark, as opposed to just competing with everyone else nationally. That's the idea, is sharpening your own tool. Tell me a little more about some of your favorite personal stories as you've been venturing across the country and witnessing firsthand everyone do the DEKA Strong. Talk to me about some of your testimonials.
Well, I tell you what, the thing I've said all along is, especially as somebody, it's embarrassing to say, but I've been in this industry for 30 years now. And I believe, yeah, it's great to compete against others, but what I've found mostly in the industry itself is we need to give people confidence to compete with themselves. And, we live by the mantra 1% better every day. And once you get comfortable with competing with yourself and developing the discipline, not just the motivation to get better every single day, then perhaps maybe you want to get on that podium or be in that top 5 on the leaderboard. But I think it's really important for you to track your progress. You have to, I think this is where you and I share a lot of similar philosophies. You have to be guided by the metrics. You have to be able to see those improvements. And that's what allows you to celebrate your fitness. But, there's a lot of awesome stories and a lot of magic moments that have happened in a short amount of time with events like a DEKA Strong. For example, being in Jacksonville, Florida, for our last event, we were able to activate in quite a few gyms there. And we ran the gamut again with all different fitness levels there. And there was one person in particular at that gym in Jacksonville that we were operating at. And let's say his name was Matt. And Matt was just there to watch. He was there to watch his friends, his fellow members go through the course. Well, after watching for a couple of hours, he said, I want to give it a go. I want to try this out. And he was one of our last competitors that night. And I shouldn't even say competitors. He was just testing his own fitness, and he was willing to compete with himself to see if he could finish. And, it took him quite some time to get through the course. It took him, he was in that 50-minute mark. And what happened, PC, was I saw this going on, and I saw this crowd gathering around DEKA Zone 10, the famous Ram burpee finisher, right? And I told the gym manager, I said, hey, you need to come over to Deka Zone 10. Something magical is about to happen in your gym. And we know about when something's about to happen because, I mean, I get chills and goosebumps when these things happen in the gym. And as he was finishing his burpees, everybody was yelling out the rep count that he was on. And then what would happen, you know, when he finished, when he reached that 20th burpee, instead of throwing down the ram just like everybody else does, he gently put it down. He straightened out his glasses and he pumped his arms, and people went nuts, man. And that was one of those moments where I knew we were on to something, because Yancey and I, you know, admittedly, we were tearing up, man. We had the tears rolling because that's what it was all about. And Matt, to me, you know, he summited his own mountain, so to speak. And we've seen so many of those things happen in the gym where, you know, even in our facility that we have here outside of Memphis, Tennessee, for days afterwards, it doesn't matter what your time was. When somebody finished, they were buzzing with pride, you know, and they were showing off their shirt. They were taking pictures with their kids, and they said, I can't believe what I just did. And now they want more. And so that's what it's all about, man. It's for all levels, all genres of fitness. And, you know, it's just, as I wouldn't be involved if it wasn't making a difference. And I say that humbly, you know, I say that because I do believe that I've been put on this earth to help transform lives and utilize fitness as a tool to do that. We know what it does for us physically, what it does for mentally, and especially emotionally. So it's just been an awesome journey.
That's fantastic. And I can certainly speak from personal testimonial that when we had done the Deka Strong competition up in Slash about 6 weeks ago with our own team from Drive in Action, I was definitely feeling that vapor high for the next few days and getting re-stimulated and encouraged about my own career and about what we do for our membership from a culture and community standpoint. So I know exactly what Matt felt and thousands of other people who've done DEKAFIT nationwide. And that's what we want to encourage for anybody who's a member of our facility and also locally to experience the same thing at our event on Dekaween on Halloween morning. So I know Slash is having their event this Saturday. Anybody who might miss the chance of doing it, well, of course, the beauty of this is now facilities are making it a little bit of their own thing and evolving and adapting. So just like us, when I proposed the idea of Dekaween to you and Yancey, you're like, hold on a second here. Okay, so we see that you want to align with us, but now you're putting your own little dash of pixie dust onto it. And we looked at the calendar and said, well, when's Halloween? And we looked at it and said Saturday, and it was an instantaneous aha moment of our managers here. Said, we're doing Dekaween. That's what we're doing. Costumes encouraged, 10-factor measurement of your personal fitness, outdoors here in beautiful Boca Raton, Florida in the fall. We couldn't think of anything better. So we are absolutely stoked to be licensed affiliates of DEKAFIT. And like you said, you had your first installation in Jacksonville. It's spawned off a lot more people and facilities being encouraged. You've now run successful installations throughout the country. And then we have DEKAFIT going on. So you just made a post also last week, Jared, about something special going on in February 2021 in Boca Raton. So now that gyms across the country are getting a little dash of taste of DEKAFIT, now you want to reinfuse that idea of the installation like you were going to do in Denver, like you did in Jacksonville. And graciously, you're starting it here in South Florida next year. Talk about that.
Yeah, well, first of all, I'm stoked about Dekaween. You know, like I even, as soon as you shared that with me, I sent a text to Joe DeSena about it, because I mean, we have learned so much on the creative side from our affiliates like yourself. You know, it's making us better. And that's why I always say we're in this together. So we're learning the best practices. So that's going to be fun. I can't wait to see the photos, the videos, and everything that's going to come along with it. It's just going to be awesome. But DEKAFIT is what we're really excited about as well. In February, you know, it's been a long time since we've been able to even think about DEKAFIT, the 5K total of running version of DEKA. And, you know, this is going to be our first ever full-scale Super Bowl of fitness event. And it's going to be at the Sunset Cove Amphitheater. So epic venue. And, you know, and close by to you guys, obviously. But I think what gets us really excited is we've already had some really successful events in your area, in your market. I mean, we had the Battle of the Gyms at Slash. You're having your event. They're having another event. And I think there's a lot of things where I really saw how awesome the fitness community overall was in South Florida. And so for you guys to already get a really good taste of what DEKA is all about, and then to host our first ever DEKAFIT event, it just seems to go like it was meant to be, you know? And so that's going to be, again, all 10 functional training zones, 500 meters of running in between each zone. You know, the average time is going to be, you know, for that elite athlete, it's going to be around, I don't know, 32 to 33 minutes, all the way up to 90 minutes, you know. But we think this is going to be just an extraordinary opportunity for people to put not just their fitness to the test, but also to, again, to say, hey, I've been spending all this time at G&O and getting after it. And I've been with my teammates. We've all been doing this together. And now we get to showcase our health and fitness in the big DEKA arena. And that's really what it is. So we couldn't be more than happy to host it there.
Fantastic. We're definitely a great coincidental aspect that we are in Boca Raton, and that's where you're hosting the next one, 2021. We will absolutely be there and get our membership prepped and primed for sure. So what I have behind me, Jared, is since we've been talking a lot of fitness, but we haven't explained it, I have some of the toys here behind me that people would expect to utilize during the DEKA Strong competition. Do you want to talk about the pieces here? So I have the sled, this weighted thing, which I'll let you talk about, and then we have a med ball. Let's talk about this odd structure here. What do we have going on here with this thing?
Well, that's you know what? I don't even call the equipment by name anymore. I just look at that and think DEKA Zone 9. And DEKA Zone 9 is the Torque tank, and we've developed a great relationship with Torque Fitness. And one of the reasons why we chose that piece is we wanted our events to be unique. And we looked at that as an opportunity where we could take that type of sled almost anywhere, right? It could be on all kinds of different surfaces, whether it's turf, concrete, you know, you name it. We've even had it in the gravel in Jacksonville, and it still worked well. But it is, you know, it's towards the end. It's something that's going to take most people 2 to 2.5 minutes to get through that zone. I always say this, by the third pull is when the quads are crying a little bit. But again, you get to do it as quickly as you want or as comfortably as you want. So we're real happy with that piece. It actually saved us a lot of space when we picked venues out too. The sleds, you know, we had to not just put together from a layout standpoint, but that's a lot more weight. The Torque tank allows us just to simply have the sled itself. The other piece there you have is the Spartan Ram roller. We love Ram. I've been using personally the Rams for the last 4 years now. They're based out of Ireland. There's so many different movements that you can perform with the Ram. It's become a staple with our training here in Memphis. Yeah, I love doing the halos with the Ram. But DEKA Zone 1 and DEKA Zone 10 is the Ram roller. So, you know, you're going to do your reverse alternating lunge. And then on DEKA Zone 10, you're going to be doing that ultimate finisher, the Spartan Ram burpee. So it's going to be 44 pounds for the guys, 22 pounds for the ladies. And then back there, of course, you got the dead balls. Dead balls, you know, in the gym for DEKA Strong, we've modified it a little bit from the DEKAFIT. The DEKAFIT is going to have the full rig. It's going to have walls. But in the gym, you can just simply do what you're doing right there, PC. You're doing a dead ball shoulder over. 60 pounds for the guys, 40 pounds for the ladies. And it's just, man, again, all of these movements, you think about it, like what you're doing right there are rudimentary movements. They're functional based movements that just about 99.9% of people can perform that are on this planet.
Absolutely. So we combine all those 10 together, and you can see as I'm minorly huffing and puffing from demonstrating, exponentially increasing the repetitions and then doing it unbroken without rest is what really creates that challenge. And the people who try Deka Strong, DEKAFIT, DEKAMile will know at the end that it was worth it with a sense of accomplishment, for sure. Jared, we definitely appreciate you. One more final 30-second clip to motivate anybody who's interested, who's on the fence of signing up. Maybe give them that one last pitch.
Hey, well, I would just say this, you know, if you're showing up at the gym and you're just simply showing up, I just don't think that's enough to keep people motivated and really create a sustained lifestyle of fitness. I think if you gamify it and you put some targets up there, you know, like at Spartan, we call it the Spartan paradox. You have to put a date on the calendar. You have to give something, you got to provide, you know, purpose for your training. And I think that's really where we're seeing the biggest accomplishments are for people that are constantly planning that next event in their life, you know, and preparing for it. Myself, you know, being a mountain climber, I basically train out of fear. I fear not having fun on the mountain. And so I have to constantly be training, and I'm using movements just like we use in the DEKAFIT arena. And but I think the biggest thing is if you don't do this, you're going to regret it, because it's really going to get you excited. It's going to keep you fired up. And when you get that mark, you're going to want to beat that mark in a short amount of time. So I just would encourage everybody to show up and have some fun with it.
What a nice segue to talk about beating that mark. So I performed it now twice myself. Once here when we had the unofficial installation, and then the second time up at Slash for the official. So now with that leading that conversation, next Tuesday on Turf Talk, I personally am going to go ahead and do the Deka Strong programming live for everybody on Facebook here for Grabbing Action to give people an idea, a clue as to what to expect that Saturday here at Dekaween Halloween morning from 8 a.m. until whenever we get done. We're hoping 50, 70, 100 people to register and sign up. You'll only know that it was worth it at the end. Find the means, find your why for the purpose of everything you do inside the gym and outside. Jared, we love you coming on today. Thank you so much. And look forward to further amazing interaction with you in the future. And once again, everyone for out there watching Turf Talk Tuesday, we're grateful for your time, and we'll see you next week.
Appreciate you, brother.
Likewise, brother.